Okay, welcome to Fixed and Folded, the knife review channel for the casual knife collector. I am Cody and I'm going to be doing a review on the Hogue EX-02 Emperor Scorpion Edition. So I wanted a tank knife and I was looking at Hogue. Hogue has lots of large, oversized, overbuilt knives, and the last part of the menu, I saw this and I looked at a review and I had to get one. And I'm happy that I did. So EX-02 is based on a custom knife called the Mini Tank. And this one has a theme matching the Emperor Scorpion Sig Sauer 1911 gun, the color scheme. And the handle here resembles or is inspired by or influenced by a pistol grip. I happen to have the Emperor Scorpion pistol here, and you can see they're similar. And this is designed to resemble the pistol grip, but of course they're different. Texture is larger on here. This one's more suitable for use for the pocket knife. And they're matchy-matchy. They got this cool copper color or dark earth or coyote. I call this a coyote finish, color finish. And this is I love the look of this gun. This is a Sig Sauer manufactured one. This is the steel pellet version. And it's manufactured by Sig Sauer. I don't know if it's in the same factory that they use to manufacture the probably 45 ACP version real pistol of this, but fit and finish is great. All solid metal. One of the most satisfying airsoft or BB guns that I have used. This is only $190. You can get this in Toronto. Order it for Toronto, Canada. Just go online and look for the Emperor Scorpion BB gun, Canada. This guy is $330. I got it on Blades Canada. It's currently sold out. I think I ordered the last one. But if you want one of these, then and you're in Canada, just go ahead and put a request to be informed when they get back in stock. $330 gets you G10, which is contoured on one side and textured on the other. You get an aluminum crushing pommel, impact pommel, and 154 cm. I wish they would use CPM 154 like the Hogue does on, I think, the EX-01 model and the X5. But this has a really nice, this wouldn't be a DLC because it's colored, so probably a Cerakote finish. Feels very durable, high quality. You have a great cutting edge from the factory. This is reminiscent of quality as like Extrema Ratio. I think these guys probably do a similar three-step process because you get an almost mirror polish edge from the box, and it is great at slicing through receipt paper. The blade is reminiscent of the Cold Steel AD10 in its profile and thickness, and also it's designed for durability but also utility. So this is a usable tank knife. This is going to be a top option for one knife to bring with you for post-apocalypse survival. This is not as maybe overbuilt as like the RAW C I just reviewed from Extrema Ratio. This has a liner lock, and it does have a additional lock feature that slides a bar up that does prevent the liner from accidentally disengaging, but it just doesn't have that overbuilt like extreme dependability feel in hand like that Rousey has. But this is going to be more than you will ever need for an EDC knife. I have high confidence that this is going to do heavy duty stuff all day long and not break on you. Handle comfort is excellent. Right now, what I've done by moving the pocket clip down, it came up from the box and it was really uncomfortable in my hand. I've switched it around and then I removed it and took some pliers and some fabric and bent down the bill. The bill's still usable, but now it's not a hot spot in the hand. Before it was quite aggressive and it was a hot spot. Now this is close to 10 out of 10 hand comfort. I'll say 10 out of 10. Beautiful contouring with, you can see a grain pattern in the G10 on the backside. Hand pocket clip now is really comfortable. You've got these little plastic riser barrels that are not threaded. They're just to provide space for the large screws to go down. And this style of clip works really well. It's designed really well for your pocket. This passes my pocket test to fit into my 511 strike pants, and you get almost a tactical carry, not quite. If it was about here, this would be a tactical carry where you can grab the material and pull it out. Not a full deep carry, so that annoys me that you don't have enough material to grab. But it does slide in and out of the pocket very well. You have this much protruding, and yeah, comfort and getting in and out of the pocket is excellent. Cool wire clip design. You're just going to have to probably bend the bill down a little bit like I did. On the other side, the show side, you have a textured handle that is pretty aggressive. Yeah, it's pretty aggressive. Still comfortable. Yeah, you know, like it provides a lot of traction, almost like grip tape on a 90s skateboard or like a snowboard. And yet it manages to be comfortable in hands without gloves. The shape of the handle is nice and neutral. Reverse grip is really comfortable. Thumb kind of rests on the impact pommel. I wear extra large gloves, and I have big fat fingers, and this is pretty much perfect size for my hand to feel, I would say, locked in, to feel like you have full purchase in the palm. And yeah, even though this is sort of a whimsical themed, almost like a toy-like design, even with the real gun, it's kind of goofy to have a knife themed the same as a gun. But you know what? It works. It does work. This has its own character with it. It's an inspired design. It works. It's a really useful design. Yeah, like for style points, this gets style points. It's not generic looking, and the design, even with this little hump past the handle onto here, everything works. Everything works for ergonomics and utility and theory of use as a heavy duty, up to heavy duty, large EDC, in a pinch survival knife, maybe tactical knife. This is piercing and long enough. With an impact pommel, this is a good tanky all around knife. So at $330, I would like to have seen CPM 154 instead of 154 CM, so that you would have gotten the powder metallurgy, which increases toughness. 154 CM is a between mid-level and premium steel. I'd say the downfall is its toughness is not that good. It's maybe 3.5 out of 10 on Laren Thomas's blade steel chart. Edge retention, 4.5 out of 10 is decent. It's about the same as VG10 steel. And stainless, it's a stainless steel, I think 7.5 out of 10, so it's a stainless. Not that you'd need to have a stainless steel with this beautiful coating on here, the Cerakote. But for EDC use, for knife use, the toughness should not be a problem. This should not chip on you. You've been doing heavy cardboard, thick plastic straps. Blade stock thickness is thick. Handle is nice and thick. You can see I like the balance of blade stock thickness to handle thickness. The Rao C blade stock is a tiny bit thicker, but still, this pierces well. This actually slices well, even though this has a saber grind. A little bit of a high saber grind. You've got an unsharpened swedge on the top to aid in a little bit, make it penetrating a little bit more efficient, reduce a little bit of weight on the blade. And yeah, so you can see it's not entirely to be just durable. It's not entirely to be designed to be a hatchet wedge knife just for splitting wood. This is going to be a good all-around user, tanky, large EDC knife. Weight in hand feels light for a knife of these dimensions. You have partially skeletonized steel liners on both sides of the frame with a tastefully, cleverly designed texture on the liner release. It almost kind of looks like gear teeth, but it's comfortable. And there you have a similar pattern down here with this jimping. The jimping doesn't, I guess it provides a little traction in the hand. It's interesting because it's not on the outside of the handle slabs, it's on the inside of the liners. And yeah, it actually, yeah, it does work a little bit. So you also have this really mild jimping pattern on the back to mirror the inside, and this really doesn't do anything. It's just for looks, I think. The jimping on the back of the blade is large and medium traction, is usable. It's comfortable in the hand. So it's a balance between traction and comfort. This little drop between the handle and the blade for going thumb forward is very comfortable. This is nice and rounded. There are no sharp spots on the handle. That is awesome. I love that. So going thumb forward, my thumb kind of rests against here, very comfortable. Saber grip, excellent. Choke up grip is excellent. So you have texturing on the front of the, what would I call it here? In this position, it's like a finger guard. And this serves two purposes. This provides traction for your finger while you're in choke-up position to help keep your finger from sliding forward onto the blade. Also, when it's closed, this can provide some traction when you're using the impact pommel, when in the closed position. So that'll also prevent your finger from slipping off. That was a reviewer from OG Blade Reviews, I believe gentleman's name is. Formerly This Old Sword Reviews had that observation. But also good for finger traction for front choke-up grip. Funny is that there's no texture for the flipper tab, but the flipper tab implementation is excellent. Even though this is long, it's not sharp at the end. I don't think this is going to tear up my pocket by putting it in, but it works great. You get full finger purchase. This is not push button at all. This is entirely light switch operation. And there is a good detent, strong detent to break, which is good and safe. There is a fair amount of tension on the, I believe these are phosphor bronze washers. kind of see there. Little washers. There is a fair amount of tension from the factory, and I'm not going to bother loosening the tension to make it free guillotine dropping, because I do like that this feels controllable and safe. And you do have to do a little bit of inertial flick, just to make sure that it opens. If I just, half-ass it, it's gonna not fully open. If I do with some aplomb, with some vigor, with some intent, it's gonna open without much of a inertial flick. But just to make sure it's gonna open, it's a nice habit to get into. Just do a bit of wrist flick, and it feels really secure. There's no left, right, no up, down blade play. The liner lock is about 20%. The liner goes about 20% over the blade. Feels secure, and you do have the additional liner lock, additional lock there. It's a nice metal switch. It's pretty satisfying. It's not quite as clicky as on the Hogue X5. Maybe because you're working with G10 against metal, where the X5 was aluminum on metal, and so it felt a little more maybe precision milling. But this still is very functional, and it has a distinct position of on and off feeling. It's not slidey; it's on and off position, so it works well. Overall, I'm really happy with this. I believe this is a T10 pivot screw, and then you get I better get my Torx out. Yeah, I think these are going to be T8 body screws and T6. I know this is T6 pocket clip screws. I can just eyeball that and say that that's how it is, because I can see that these T6 bits are smaller than the body screws, and the body screws smaller than the pivot screw. So the weight on this is, we are looking at 0. It weighs nothing. I don't think that's right. Okay, weird. I guess I think it's 6.6 ounces, but let's zero this out here. So 6.6 ounces, that is in the heavy category, but this is a big knife, and 6.6 ounces for a knife of this size is very good. You have a total length. You have 8.75 inches total length. You have a total blade length of almost 4 inches, 3.75 inches, and a cutting edge of 3.5 inches. You have a usable handle length of 4 inches with a total handle length, including the striking pommel, of 5 inches. So what is that a total length of? Yeah, I think I just measured that. Just under 9 inches, 8.75 inches. Big knife. Not comically large. It's a very usable size. I'd say the knife that closest reminds me of this knife for EDC, theory of use, durability, maybe even price, is the Cold Steel AD10. It also has a contour G10 handle, similar blade shape. That one doesn't have a flipper. It's got the triad, does it? Has a triad locking mechanism. Those are similar. Those are going to be similar use knives. AD10 Light is nice and affordable. I don't remember exactly how much it is, but that's like something like 140, 160 Canadian for the, what is that steel? OS 10A. That's a good value. And then I think they have an S35 version. I think it's around 230, something like that, 260. Again, good value for the quality. My whatever you call that, deal breaker for getting an AD10. Well, I don't like satin finish blades. Cold Steel loves to do satin finishes. I don't like a shiny blade, but most importantly, the pocket clip on the AD10 is about as giant as my finger, and the edge of the pocket clip is a hot spot in my hand, and it just annoys the crap out of me. And if I do this, you can see it like a red line on my hand afterwards. So that's why I don't own an AD10 anymore. And this one does not have that problem. This is not at all a hot spot. Once I bent down the bill, I love this. So I'm going to take half a point away for having to bend down the bill. And I'm going to take half a point away for this not being CPM 154, because I know Hogue has some CPM 154 blades. And for the price at $330, I would like to see CPM 154 over 154 CM, and then just have the bill a little bit milder from the factory. So yeah, half a point. This is going to be, for me, a 9 out of 10 knife. So very good to excellent. I guess 10 out of 10 would be what, great. So this is a 9 out of 10 knife. Love it. Yeah, if you want this, and I know you can go on Blades Canada and put a back in stock notification. I'll email you when it gets back in stock. And they might have some other variations of the EX-02 available. And so quickly I'll do a size comparison. This is now my standard size knife, Spartan Astor. So this is the same size as your Spyderco PM2 and your Benchmade Freak. Maybe your Ontario Rat 1 is going to be around this size. And you can see this one is longer and it is wider, and the blade stock is a little bit thicker. So yes, this is more tanky, whereas this is all around good at everything, not great at anything knife. And so now you get an idea of this size. All right, that concludes my review of the Hogue Sig Sauer EX-02 Emperor Scorpion version. Hope you all have a great day, and I will probably see you soon. I don't have any knives on order, but something's going to pop up. So take care. All right, see you.